Alrighty, here we are. We're up in Maine. This is my knocker downer. This is my crazy beach house that we bought on a dime, and we've been fixing up a little bit at a time with the help of lots and lots of people. Come on in and I'll show you around. This is our front entranceway. Charming, leads to bathroom, leads to dining room, heads upstairs. Don't mind the missing railing. You know, it's on the list. It's on the list, we'll do it. Okay, first things first, here's our dining room. I don't know if you remember, but you can check the video that we posted with Madeline and Sam. We did all of the paneling in here. It's one of the first projects we did. So you can check out that video and see how we actually made this room look this way. But as you can see, it's really transformed. When we got here, there was a wall between the living room and the dining room. This room was painted green. There was like wall-to-wall, disgusting carpet in this room. Like next level. I don't really think I've seen anything that gross before. Like worse than a dead body. It was so bad. And there were lots and lots of fish tanks. Now, it's airy, it's bright, there's a boat. We're doing it in Maine. All right, next up leads to the living room. As you can see, there's no longer a wall here. We took this whole thing down. We added a wood burning stove. And this is our living room, which is like, you know, it's really the heart of the house. It's so comfortable. It's also, we really made a decision here. This room, the dining room, is actually bigger than the living room, but we really wanted the living room to be an integrated part of the kitchen because there's a lot of that fluid space, right? Where you're in the kitchen, someone's cooking, and you want to be able to hang out at the fire and talk and really hang out and not feel like you're off in some totally different room. So even though this is a little bit tighter, we made this the living room because it really functions the best for our family and the way the house flows. All right, next up, the kitchen. So when we got to the kitchen, this was like, I mean, just decimated. There were like kind of plywood pieces. All the bottom cabinets were missing all their drawers, all their fronts. It was a real disaster. And I don't know if you remember this, but Shawnix and Jeff came and they helped us install this kitchen. Again, you can check out that video and you can see exactly how we did it from start to finish. But this was a huge transformation in this house because, again, the kitchen is really where everybody wants to be, and it was one of the first things we wanted to do to really improve the way we lived in this space. And now it's, I mean, it's beautiful, and it's all IKEA, which is crazy. It's all IKEA, and then we just did some cool details like the fancy Carrera counter, this little detail, the dish rack, and that really personalizes it and makes it feel a lot more custom and a lot less IKEA big box, which is an awesome way make something cheap feel fancy. All right, next up is the bathroom. The bathroom was hooked up. The bathroom was like, I mean, it was like, I think something literally had died in the bathtub and had decayed over time and became fused with the bathtub in a dark, permanent way. There was also a wall at the end of the bathtub, so when you walked in, you walked dead square on into this wall. It totally blocked the light. So what we did, we took down the wall, boo. We painted the walls a dark blue, which was pretty daring, pretty moody, but I think is really actually working and really popping because of the amount of light that you can now see in this space. And we pulled up the vinyl tile, which was cracked and gross, and probably had like lots of other people's DNA embedded in it. It was disgusting. So we pulled that up, and then what we've done is we've just done kind of a temporary fix where we've painted this little checkerboard pattern on the floor. And essentially it's like, it makes it fun, it makes it cheerful, it makes it feel clean and bright. And down the line, the plan is probably to pull this whole bathtub out and really renovate this bathroom. But as of this moment, we had other things to do, like go to the beach and make a barbecue and figure out how to catch a lobster. So those are the things that we're gonna do at the beach house. And then eventually we're gonna pull out this bathtub and actually put in like a proper bath. But it's a long list. All right, next up, so this I think is really charming. This leads back out to the hallway. And you'll notice that the hallway walls are the same color as the diamonds in the bathroom, and there's a lot of that throughout the house. There's a lot of like repetition of color. There's that really brilliant kind of navy blue that you saw in the kitchen cabinets, in the bathroom, on the chairs in the dining room. It keeps repeating. It's actually like pops up in the living room too. There's a lot of that golden yellow, a lot of red. You're seeing it throughout, and it's nice because it really makes the house feel continuous, and all of these rooms sort of relate to one another and flow and sort of are like talking to each other. Okay, next room is the master suite, which great, it's maybe a little grand of a term given that it's just a room, but it's actually a pretty good sized room. It's got a lot of light. We've done basically nothing in here except hang up this light fixture and paint it white. It's on the list. As you can see, this wall is falling down. Someone, I don't know, came up with this as a solution. I think it's a little bit of a stopgap situation given that this is clearly exploding kind of like actively. But even still, I mean, it's kind of incredible the power of paint, right? Like this room with yellow and green and truly felt like you were in a carnival, and we just painted it white. We didn't repair the walls at all. All we did was paint it white so that we could sleep in here and not feel like we were at a carnival. And it sort of transformed it. And now again, it's one of those things like it's on the list, but there's a lot of stuff to do. Like I'd rather have a real railing so that my kid doesn't dive off the stairs. So I'm gonna do that before I do this. All right, next up, we have the guest room we just finished. This is another project that you can check out on Room for Improvement. John and I did this whole paneling project one weekend, and honestly, again, this is like a huge transformation. It wasn't all that labor intensive, not all that time consuming. This room was it was pink and green. They really dug in on green. They kind of applied that wherever they had the opportunity. So this was pink and green. All the windows were boarded up. I don't know, something horrible had happened in here. There was no carpet in here, but what had happened to the floor was like it was carpeted in dirt. It was dark. It was not nice. So we did the floors, we put up this paneling, we put up this charming little light fixture, and this room is really completely transformed. It feels absolutely like a reasonable guest room, which in all honesty, this is kind of the most finished bedroom in the house, which is kind of hilarious because we don't sleep in it. But it also needed the most work, so it sort of felt like this is what we needed to tackle first. That was our priority. All right, next up, this is our other guest room. Again, this room is really sweet, but kind of unaddressed at this point. Again, this was dark purple, like dark purple. So, I mean, they must have had to put up like 5 coats of this paint in order to get it as solid as they did. They were thorough. So, we painted this. Again, pulled out the carpet, pulled out the trash, painted this. It's on the list. That's not even a finished light fixture. That's just a pigtail hanging from the ceiling. So we got some shit to do in here, but you know, it's totally habitable. It's completely comfortable. When we have guests like Tyler, the cameraman, he seems to be okay in there. It's cozy enough. He might secretly be like, I hate it in there, I don't know. Okay, and then this is Julian's room. And this is like a super cute little bunk room. I mean, it's a minuscule little room, but I think it's perfect for him when he has friends here. When we're up here and it's just Jules, John, me, Jules usually sleeps in that big room, but whenever we're up here and he has friends, then he and his buddies could pile in here, and it means that we can accommodate more people. I think long term, this room might become a bathroom upstairs. I think it's sort of well situated to become a bathroom. But you could have like a clawfoot tub over here, or maybe put the clawfoot tub over here and you look out at the sky and the Maine trees. It's pretty magical. So TBD on that, but for the time being, this is a perfectly good little kids room. And then down the line, we'll see what happens next. All right, I think that's it. That's all we have to show you, but this is a truly transformed house. It really looked like a meth lab when we bought it, but like without any of the fun, and nobody was putting together radios. It was just all the trash. It was dark. And now it's like a very, very cheerful house. So we're pretty thrilled with the renovation so far. There's a lot more to do. Don't forget to tune into more of our Room for Improvement videos. We'll see us do more vlogs, more DIYs, more there you go. So there's lots of work to be done here, so don't forget to tune in and you can capture all of it.